All right. Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Hello. Morning.
Welcome to our Tweakwise and Vendre webinar for this morning. To start with some technical updates on our end. Let's start with our screen sharing and viewing. It's good maybe to adjust our settings and fit our frame to fit in full wide view. Because next to me are Paul and Tobias. When you fit the screen and pin the screen, you're able to see them as well. So that would be nice, of course, during the webinar. And well, today we're going to talk about personalized e-commerce and how to increase conversions. But actually, before we start, let's start with a little introduction. Because of course we have a special guest for today. Tobias will join us. Welcome, welcome to Zwolle, Zwolle office.
Thank you.
And of course, my colleague Paul will join as well.
Thanks.
Let's start with a short introduction, guys.
Yeah.
Before we start the topic.
Yeah. My name is Tobias Bogström. I'm from Vendre by Optimizers and work as a partner manager. And yeah, thankful for being here today and joining our fantastic partner Tweakwise for this webinar. Well, thank you guys.
Nice to have you. Nice to have you here in the Netherlands.
Thanks.
Paul,
All right.
maybe a short introduction about yourself as well.
Of course. I hope you all can see me actually. My name is Paul. I'm working for Tweakwise as a business development manager. So responsible for the Benelux and for the Nordics. So that's why I'm here today as well. And looking forward to talk about conversion increase of your shop. And yeah, that's it.
We do it the personalized way.
Personalized way. Yeah, definitely.
And a short introduction about myself. I'm Ronald, together with Paul and the sales team. As you know, Tweakwise is active in the Benelux area, but also in the Nordics. So yeah, glad to join today with this awesome team. And let's get it started, because the topic for today, of course, is conversion, and then mainly through personalized e-commerce. We'll talk about some tools, tooling with Tweakwise, of course. We discuss best practices. And we definitely show you some cases as well, which are currently active or which are enrolling into this personalized e-commerce thing. What's your thought about personalized e-commerce, guys? Why is it relevant at all?
I think it's relevant to give the individuals their on-site, right on-site recommendation and give the right feelings when you enter a store or a e-commerce store and so on.
Yeah.
Just to give you what you are interested in, and that's what always means like personalized. So it's for me the most mentioned thing.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Additional thoughts, Paul?
No, I can totally agree. I think, but it will be in one of the slides as well.
Sure.
I think that every customer, every visitor has his own customer journey, and you want to provide him with products and content and everything that's personalized.
Yeah.
However, I also want to say, but also we'll discuss that today, there's a lot of other areas within your shop that you can use to increase your conversion. Yes, it's best to do it in a personalized way, but you can already have some real good improvements on your shop to increase your conversion. We'll talk about that today.
Yeah, like personalization is kind of the holy grail.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's the thing you should work on, or you should work towards to.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a lot of other areas we can already optimize. So we'll definitely touch those today. And well, let's have fun. And maybe an additional thing is that we have a Q&A session here at the Teams meeting. Please use the Q&A session if you have specific questions, or you think like, hey, I want to know more about a certain topic. Tobias, Paul, and I will definitely discuss them, and we'll touch upon them later or during the presentation.
Yeah.
So please use the Q&A to keep it a bit structured. Let's start with the next slide, and then we go a bit more into Vendre, of course.
Yeah.
We partnered up the last few years, and maybe it's good to first tell a bit more about Vendre and the Vendre platform itself.
Yeah, I think I will give you a short introduction to Vendre. I think that some of you guys maybe is familiar with those information, but we make it a short introduction, and I will briefly just mention the vision of Vendre, and it can be summarized that you see here on the screen that we enable small and mid-sized B2B businesses usually, but also B2C customers to easily sell online through the best standardized best practice. platform and best partner in each field. And I think that's 100% clear what we want to achieve. And as Tweakwise is one of the partners that we work and collaborate with to actually bring a fantastic product to the end customer.
And maybe an additional question, Tobias, what's your definition of medium-sized B2B business?
We work
What's the range you work
mainly with companies who has revenue from 20 million Swedish crowns to up to 300 million. We have larger companies and also startups that has a great journey ahead. But that's the ECP that we mainly work with.
The sweet spot.
Yeah.
Similar to that Tweakwise actually.
Yeah, actually quite similar. So that's a good match already. Yeah.
But I will also mention some of the solution, the platform Vendre. It's a scalable e-commerce platform for both B2B and B2C companies. That's the main part. We have 17 years of experience in the e-commerce industry.
Yeah.
So, and it was called Silbom, that is our existing CEO that's founded Vendre. So we have many years ahead with helping e-commerce brands and companies in Sweden at least. If we go more into the platform, it has a content management system, the same flexibility as WordPress. And I think that's a necessary point to talk about, because we have the flexibility as an e-commerce manager or a CEO to actually have the flexible storefront, and you can managing whole storefront from yourself. And we came to that part here on the last topic. There we have user friendly without technical knowledge.
Yeah.
Which means that you can drive your whole e-commerce by yourself and independently.
So you can really run a really professional web shop. Without a lot of technical knowledge.
You can be the least technical person at the company and be yourself.
Again, very similar actually to Tweakwise that we'll talk about today as well, is that you as an e-commerce manager or a marketing or category manager even can work with tooling, so with Vendre, but also with Tweakwise yourself without any technical knowledge.
It's important that you don't need the developers to actually do it.
It's both the tools, I think. The business user or the end user is in control, and that's very important for the both of us.
Then Vendre is a true SaaS company. That means that we have a single core system that every one of our customers using and I'll go from, and that we take care of the maintenance and the monitoring, the support, the hosting to see that the system is up and running, and you can focus on driven business and to actually continue the journey on your e-commerce journey.
Yeah, cool.
Vendre is also a modular platform where you can adapt your e-commerce through your journey and through your changing requirements and so on. And I think that is also something that you can secure that you always are up to date, and it's don't necessarily, if you grow with 300%, we can use the same system in the future. You don't need to do the process once again.
Yeah,
that's something that's
basically re-platforming or rebuilding towards a new platform. That's basically what you can extend.
Yeah, it's modular and you can adapt and modify it.
Nice.
So that's great. And as you can see here in the blue circle to your right, 0% has outgrown Vendre under those 17 years, which I think is incredible numbers. And actually show how the system.
It's actually proof of the pudding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we do. Yeah. Nice.
And then we have customer support and technical assistant, and we're providing all of our customers, and you can see here 96% of the customer certifications. And we have
really high
done numbers of surveys to actually see that, okay, we're providing assistance and we have a fantastic support that helping our customer with their e-commerce, even if they can done it independently because of the true SaaS solution. So I think that's nice. And for Vendre as platform, we have right now about 140 companies using the platform for the e-commerce businesses in Sweden. Nice.
Impressive.
Yeah, and I think
These are some key USPs of the system.
I think this 4 is the most. I will mention those 4 as why customer choosing Vendre as an e-commerce platform. And the first one, standardized B2B, B2C platform. you get much ready to use features under the platform.
Out of the box.
So you can have both e-commerce and you can expand it while you're growing, and you also have a really fast time to market because we have much under the umbrella that already have been using under those 17 years that already there. And we have a really marketing leading CMS content management system where you can flexible using our drag and drop library and build your entire website or e-commerce through the same system integrated with each other, which I think it's one main unique selling points. And then product information management system, which we enrich data through Tweakwise as well.
Very important starting point of course, with e-commerce.
Of course, and you can enrich, you can import and export data to update customers, to update products and categories. And we of course have APIs, REST APIs, we have pull APIs, we have front-end APIs, we have translation, and also now AI in the system where you can product descriptions and product names and so on. So that's a really nice function, and it's one of the main topics why you're choosing Vendre. That's a really good PIM system. And then integrations, of course. We work with large partners. We are focusing on the platform, and to expand your e-commerce businesses, it's useful to deliver more than that. We have PSP, we have marketing automation system, we have Tweakwise, on-site search recommendation and personalization. And this is one of the main thing that customers using Vendre. We have a big ecosystem of partners.
And most local partners, so to say, are
most local partners.
Good to go. Yeah.
And it's a main full thing to use if you want to grow your businesses, and offering a whole ecosystem, all type of solutions.
Yeah, gotcha. That's a nice bridge. Maybe also a little introduction of Tweakwise.
I just wanted to say
for those who don't know Tweakwise or don't know Tweakwise yet, Paul, can you maybe enlighten us some generic information about Tweakwise?
Definitely. So yes, we are one of these integrations that Tobias was talking about on the Vendre platform, but actually we are a plugin that you can use on all platforms. But let's talk today mainly about Vendre. So and we'll give also some examples already of the customers that are using Tweakwise. So that's pretty nice. So you can see on the screen already that we are a site search and product discovery suite. So we enable your visitors to search and find the products on your shop faster to be able to increase your conversions in the end. So what we do is make sure that we show the relevant products, let's say, so personalized products even to the customer to be able to find them faster and to be able to sell them faster in the end. And this will increase conversion. So you can see also on the right of the screen that we are able to increase conversion, and in general of our customers, all of our 400 customers, actually, this is around 15%. We are mainly focused in the Benelux, and we are growing now a lot in the Nordics, especially in Sweden, I think. So again, we will show some examples of this. Only one slide about Tweakwise in general, because we will go into the tool in the next slides as well. And well, if you have any questions, please ask them in the Q&A about Tweakwise. We'll be happy to answer them.
For sure. We especially see when the product journey gets more complex, when the shops are getting bigger, let's say over 10,000 products, then the journey becomes more complex and find the right products. And then a tool like Tweakwise is really worth it to actually help customers get to the right product fast and get that conversion boost. Regarding Tweakwise comes in 4 different levels, of course. And today we're going to talk mostly about the level on the right, the premium level. It's all about personalization and how our suite actually uses personalization to become more relevant in those customer journeys. However, on the left-hand side, you see the standard site search, you see the level medium with merchandising features, and also recommendations we have in our suite. Those are also very important and often low-hanging fruits, easy to get optimizations in your shop. And this is also a growth path we developed over the years. We have over 400 customers now. So what we see is that you actually can grow from the standard level and then step-by-step approach towards a fully personalized e-commerce experience with very relevant product advice and search, etc. So yeah, we definitely gonna talk a lot about premium today.
Yeah.
But I would also like to mention that those first steps are also important to get that to get those right on your e-commerce.
I will definitely mention some examples of that as well.
Yeah, so with the cases we have, we can certainly go over those. So as already mentioned, the premium level is all about personalization in our suite. We always say that really unlocks, or you can really discover the true potential of your online store. At Tweakwise, we also call it hyper personalization. It's maybe good to emphasize a little bit because often personalization is done through generic segmentation or some generic statements.
Yeah.
However, hyper personalization is really a one-to-one personalization we use in Tweakwise. So it's really based on your personal intent and personal interaction on the website. And we lock it in a personal profile, and then we adjust the web shop so you experience a really personalized environment. And we also talked about ease of use. That really helps your journey within the e-commerce store.
I think good to add here on the hyper personalization part is that it's real time as well, but we will show it I think later on.
Yeah.
But what we do actually within Tweakwise, we are able to real time personalize your search, but also your merchandise, so your category pages on your shop to show relevant products for that visitor at that time. So based on what he or she is clicking on, what he's filtering on, and so on, we can really show products that are relevant for that session even. So,
yeah, it's really in session, so really really on top of it.
So you're able to make impact really fast, and that's the difference also between other ways of personalization, where you need a lot of data, a lot of 360 data, also from other sources. We are able to do this really fast and really quick.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, of course, we have an example here from Travel Bags. It's a Dutch company active all over Europe, I believe. And this is a nice example where we fully integrated Tweakwise, also with some personalization features. Discover relevance, that's of course what we achieve. On the right-hand side, you see some, key features and USPs of Tweakwise. Of course, we are on-site optimization, so really on the conversion side of things. We call the product discovery suite as well to ease your customer journey. And as we mentioned, for us, it's also very important to have that business user in control, to be really user-friendly and to adjust or tweak where needed. Let's just start the video, and then we see the nice customer journey at Travel Bags, which is personalized. And somebody's looking for a new suitcase. Holiday season is starting, so that's very typical. You see lots of options here, and they go with this suitcase from Carry On. It's around 80 euros, well reviewed, and we take that information back to the lister page, and we also already adjust the lister page, like, hey, here are more options in that same area, like well reviewed, around the 80 euros, and you also see some own brands of travel bags. Additionally, somebody's searching for the brand Carry On, so they specifically look for a brand. And you also see we optimize the search result page here, where we don't show the own brand of travel bags, and we only show the suitcases from Carry On. And we also take the former information within that session towards the search results, like, hey, it's around the 80 euro price tag, it's a hard case, it's a blue case. So we know pretty sure one of these 6 items are relevant and will be ordered.
Yeah.
So this is quite an extreme example, I would say, regarding personalization. But it really shows well how we actually analyze the behavior on the web shop and instantly adjust both the listers but also the search result page.
So maybe it went a little bit fast because it's a fast video, but good to mention here is that the left suitcase that you see, the blue one, that was clicked on, and we know, okay, this is something he probably likes. So based on this interaction, we are able to show other suitcases of the same color or the same brand. And we also add, in this case, and the same in the video, the search phrase in it. So it searches on Carry On, and we know, okay, probably he's looking for this brand, including the fact that he's looking for a blue suitcase. We probably know, okay, one of these 6 are relevant for these customers. And Well, good to mention is everything that you saw in the video. So the filtering, the sorting, the search, all is coming from Tweakwise in the end, and also the sorting of the search results.
And you see that's really quick and really seamless, the interaction. So it's instantly applied, and well, that makes the customer journey really more relevant.
Actually.
Well, speaking of those customer journeys, that's basically what we aim for at Tweakwise. Every shopper has its own customer journey, and that's what we like to improve and be more relevant. And whether they would enter a web shop on the lister page, for example, or they enter the web shop through search even, or maybe even through Google, and then they land on the product detail page, we can still optimize those with recommendations in that area. So every shopping journey is unique, and that's how we well, optimize those journeys with those personal profiles and those hyper personalization features. And it all starts actually with data. We already mentioned the PIM in the Vendre system. It's a very important starting point, I think, to get e-commerce right and to get it really relevant and personal. Tweakwise is a very open system. We can add lots of data. Of course, product data, performance data of products is very important. But we can also attach, for example, Google Analytics towards Tweakwise. And Google Analytics, for example, it enriches our engine with trends and insights on what products are popular, what products convert well. So yeah, that's really the starting point of Tweakwise. We also call it wisdom of the crowd. So based on generic data, our engine is enriched, and well, from there we can well, start really making steps into personalizations. Well, then the personalization part, it really comes with well, the personal profile key, and this is actually how we. It's a bit simplified, of course, but this is how we set up such a profile. We analyze certain dimensions and metrics on your interaction with the web shop. For example, at the travel bags case, we saw that, well, it's a price sensitive buyer maybe, but also it's highly relevant for reviews. And it was really looking for products that had a very good review. And that's what we take into account into that personal profile. And then, for example, based on that profile, we adjust search suggestions, we adjust those listers and sortings in the search results. So the personal profile is actually the starting point of personalization at Tweakwise. Yeah. And maybe it's good to highlight some new and upcoming features at Tweakwise. Tweakwise has a very advanced merchandising module in our suite, and it's a very important one to optimize all those category pages in your shop. It goes with smart filters. It comes with, well, additional content elements or API integrations. I'll talk about later then. But also banner positions and maybe guided selling. You get a really dynamic, interactive way of presenting all those products. And the merchandising feature, including our personal recommendations there, that's a really nice way to, well, to get started.
And this will also be available for the Vendre platform.
This will also be available on the Vendre platform for sure. It comes with lots of components, we call them, within our merchandising builder. And those components are available and will be extended over the future. Yeah. Adding this new feature as well. We call it the external data sources. So those components would be able to connect towards an external system and come with additional recommendations within the lister. Yeah. So a good example would be perhaps a CDP where you have recommendation features as well. You can also take them into Tweakwise, add them to the lister, and see how it optimizes conversion. Yeah. Additional to recommendations we do on site, you can also add, well, let's say external recommendations. So to say.
Can we give some examples of what kind of tools your customers are using at the Vendre platform?
Our customers using, if we talk offsite recommendations, it's maybe Rule as a marketing automation system, the journey builder, and connecting to the customer through purchase and so on, and sign up forms and so on. So that's one of and Vujado was also very known.
Local player. Yeah. I got a question, by the way, from the Q&A. Let's hit it, and then we'll continue with a few more slides. Somebody is asking whether, well, if they are interested in Tweakwise, should they contact Vendre or should they contact Tweakwise? How do they get up and running with the?
If it's existing customers to Vendre, they can
Okay.
contact Vendre, and maybe our customer success team will manage to schedule a meeting together with Paul and us at Vendre, and then we figure out what's the best solution and how we go further.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, and maybe good to emphasize as well. There's obviously an integration available.
Yeah.
So getting up and running, getting set up is really convenient.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers the question. Additional questions are always welcome in the Q&A. So yeah, back to the lister page. I think this is a really nice new feature at Tweakwise where you can further enhance those lister pages and get those personalized recommendations.
I think I just wanted to add also about the previous slide because basically normally also within the Vendre platform, the lister page or the category page is quite static with only products in it and that's it. And we really want to work to a situation that you as an e-commerce manager or category manager can change the layout of this lister page. As you can see also on the screen, you can add banners, you can add visual filtering, and also this will help the visitor, the customer that you have, whether it's B2B or B2C, it will help them find the product easier. It will help them make the right choices. In the end, this will have a big impact on the conversion as well. Not only the 15% that we previously mentioned, but it will be a lot higher also when you do this, of course. So I think this really I'm happy with this feature.
Yeah, for sure. It's a nice game changer, so to say. And well, those personal recommendations we are testing with lots of customers already. And we not only see conversion rising, but also engagement rising. So also for mono brands or brand specific stores, it's really nice to see the interaction and engagement on the lister pages.
And especially, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Especially when you see on the screen here that previously purchased in B2B, this is very used a lot actually. And well, as Vendre has a lot of B2B customers, you really want to make sure that the customer that's coming back, he sees his product that he previously bought really quick, so he's able to place a new order faster. That's
a nice example, a nice case as well with retention, so to say. It's a big topic in B2B, of course, to get that up and running quickly. I think this is a nice addition to the lister page as well to encourage retention. This is just some inspiration. One of our customers, already moving forward with this topic, enriching the lister pages, and this is a nice example how attractive and how engaging such a lister page can be. You see different kind of media, basically videos, shop the look interactions, but also enlarged products because we know, hey, this is relevant for the personal key, personal profile, and since it's relevant, we definitely show it more prominent in the lister pages. So yeah, we definitely like to inspire others as well to get into that direction. Apart from the lister page, of course, within Tweakwise, we also have recommendations. And we now also have features to, even further advance those recommendations and make them personal as well. So we call them personal recommendations based on the profile key again. We do kind of similar things as in the lister page. We not only recommend based on product attributes or liking products or products from the same collection, but we also say, hey, let's check the profile key first and see what products are really relevant for this customer. And that really makes impact. And not only on the product detail page I mentioned earlier, but also, for example, on the homepage, features, recommendations, or even on blog posts, or maybe a good thing as well. Recommendations can be used nowadays also in email campaigns, relevant segmented campaigns. You can show recommendations based on their on-site behavior. So that's really cool.
That's cool. And good to mention here, because we're talking about conversion a lot, and yes, it has a big impact on conversion in general, but also, of course, on average order values, because you're upselling or cross-selling products. So you're advising maybe more expensive product, higher margin products that are interesting for your customer. And so you are able also to increase the average order value, in that sense also the profit.
Of course, it really makes it really attractive to get working with these opportunities and features. Next up is one of the first client cases. I think Paul or maybe Tobias, you can tell us a bit more about Europen.
Go.
Yeah, well, good to know. Well, it's
a Vendre customer. It's a big Swedish store. Europen. It's a big B2C company.
Yeah. So when looking at the growth path that Ronald was showing in the beginning of the presentation, so Europen, they want to grow up until the personalized level of Tweakwise. Currently, we implemented already the search functionality. So there we already see some quite good results, or very good results actually, in conversion. And what we did actually within Europen is we increased or optimized the search engine. So it's about search suggestions. So when you start searching, you will get some search suggestions. This is optimized by Tweakwise, but also the search result page. So what is coming back, what kind of order, what kind of filtering and so on coming back from the search result page. And this, I think it's on the next slide already.
Let's hit it.
We'll end up in some really great results where we see already that an increase of 19% of search conversion. So everybody that uses the site search, we're able to convert 90% higher before compared to before we implemented Tweakwise. And also, what's important to mention is that we see an increase of usage of the search. In this case, it's 12%. And what we see a lot, and especially actually, this is a B2C case, but especially within B2B, that when your customer knows that your search function, your search engine is working well, they are more likely to use it in the next time when they visit this of all, and then multiply it with the search conversion increase, and then you really see an uplift in conversion and in the end turnover and profit within your shop.
I think this is a great example actually why we always start with search and search optimizations. Of course, we can add personalization later as well in search, but getting this in place, getting this ready and well fine-tuned, well configured for your catalog, for your visitors, can really make a big difference.
Yeah, because we know that those that use the site search are more likely to convert in the end. So we see around 5 to 7 times more likely to convert when you use the search compared to those that are browsing category pages or listed pages. So that's the reason why we always say, if you will work with conversion, yes, personalize is the holy grail, what we call it. But there's a lot to gain also before that, and search is one of that, but also filtering and sorting. So again, if there are questions about these areas, please ask them in the Q&A.
Feel free to reach out.
Or after the webinar as well. Please let me know.
Well, speaking of questions,
there was.
Yeah, somebody's visiting D-Congress as well. We'll get to that later on. But D-Congress is a large expo.
In Sweden. Gothenburg.
It's Gothenburg next week. Yeah. And Tweakwise together with Vendre will be there, of course. And they're asking if I can see/try the Tweakwise platform there.
I think it's going to be possible to see the Tweakwise into a Vendre store on the fair. So of course.
Yeah, I believe we have a large screen available as well, so we can
demo
and demo.
Just come by our stand and we show you.
Yeah, we have a slide regarding the Congress, so we'll come back to that later as well. But definitely welcome to give it a test drive and see some of the features. I brought another case which is from Brabantia. It's a big brand here in the Netherlands, also active in Europe. This is another personalization case actually. Let's start the video. We can walk through it. What we see here is that somebody is searching for bins, touch bins, and Brabantia is a specialist in this area, and they are searching this specific collection, and they go, let's say on the second page, they take this touch bin, the bow touch bin. And of course, it's white, it's from a specific collection. And you see we instantly adjust the category page on the second position, but also some other products from the same collection. Our choice, for example, is what we push in the lister page. And this is how you actually set it up in Tweakwise. So this is already a small demo on how such a category page is being presented. And within our demo shop, you actually see lots of information on why certain products are selected, and what products are personalized, what not, and how you actually can check and configure your settings in Tweakwise.
Yeah.
So this shows both Tweakwise in action on the front end, but also how to set it up, and the Tweakwise dashboard where you can actually manage all those settings and adjustments and optimizations. Yeah.
And this already shows also what you talked about within the Vendre platform, that you are able to control everything that's going on in the front end yourself. So the front end part you can do with the Vendre platform. You can tell a lot more about that, Tobias. But what products you will show, what kind of filtering will be shown, whether it's personalized or not, stuff like that, you can do it yourself. So if you're an e-commerce manager or if you are a category manager working on a specific product selection, you can change and act yourself and make the changes, and it will be live directly as well. So.
Yeah, that's what we both share. I think that the business user is in control.
Yeah.
It's a very convenient environment. It's user friendly, both Vendre and Tweakwise. Well, it really speaks by example. So I just add a few more examples. This one is the grocery shopping at Spar. And maybe good to emphasize at first is that we here highlight personalization, and we really focus on retention. Grocery shopping is what you do maybe on a weekly basis. So we see lots of information coming from that personal profile. And based on the personal profile, we enrich the list of pages, and we already actually know if you are a price sensitive buyer, for example. This example is all about, the price sensitive buying experience, and it really drives retention. Let's start with a search in the platform, and it's about biscuits. And in this example, but also in the next example, you see that the customer actually chooses the best price solution, I would say. So it's the home label they select in both the cases. And that's what we, of course, take into account, and what we collect in the profile key, like, hey, this is somebody who is shopping often, and they definitely are into the more cheaper price selections. Yeah. And that's what we highlight again in the category page when they come back, let's say a week later, and we highlight the same products within that category. So cheaper price sensitive products are being selected and presented. This is how you set it up in the Tweakwise app, and you can fully configure it. And it's not only for this category, but you can set it up for multiple categories, basically any category in your store. And you can also test whether this is the best configuration, or you maybe adjust the settings and the personalization.
Nice.
You can see differences between the normal sorting and the personalized sorting, and then you see a nice uptick in conversion. We have cases up to 10-15% additional conversion compared to, let's say, the default data-driven sorting we showed in the beginning.
Yeah, I think, and this was what I mentioned about retention within B2B. This was a B2C example of a supermarket, of course.
Yeah.
But within B2B, this is very relevant.
Of course, yeah.
Let's head to a few more questions we had before we go into the next case. It's a question from Anton. Thanks, Anton, for sharing. What size of catalog and number of products would you say is minimum to implement Tweakwise?
Good question, actually. Well, you mentioned already tens of thousands, but actually what we normally say around 1,000 as a minimum. But the higher the better. So we have customers from 1,000 products up until 1 million, let's say. So, but also it's not only about products, but also, for example, about different languages that you use. So the more languages that you have, the more interesting it would be to use Tweakwise. But long story short, a minimum of 1,000.
Let's say around that 1,000 mark, it gets relevant.
There are some exceptions. We also have customers with 500 products, but more high priced products, for example, or more technical products. So that's, I think, that's the minimum of this.
And is it 1,000 products or 1,000 SKUs?
SKUs.
Yeah. Stock keeping units.
Yeah,
it's a good difference. Yeah,
good addition.
Let's see, another question. They have a B2B shop and a specific customer prices, specific stocks and unique products. That's very important to the B2B environment, of course.
Yeah.
Does does that also work with Tweakwise, Tweakwise search and etc.?
We support actually different prices and different assortments as well. We have a lot of customers actually using
Within the B2B area.
So
We see quite a lot of B2B requirements, of course. So customer-specific pricing, customer-specific assortment. So that's all supported by Tweakwise and can be synced from the platform. Yeah. So thanks for the questions.
Yep.
Let's move on to another case we have. Can we tell a bit more about Terran?
Yeah, it's a nice B2C company in Sweden. I think they have been customers to Vendre in 2.5 years now.
Okay.
And make a very good journey on the Vendre platform.
Yeah.
And implement Tweakwise here. It was half a year ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Half a year ago. Nice.
Yeah, so they use the search currently, meaning that again, same as Europen, we optimize search functionalities, search results, sorting, filtering, and they will continue also with our merchandising level, which means that all the listed pages will be optimized as well. So again, there we will improve the sorting, the filtering, and good to mention that we will improve this per category. So they are able to change the way we sort products on their category pages per different categories. So they have a lot of categories, a lot of different kind of products within Terran. So that's really important for them as well to use it like that.
And their catalog size is around 10,000, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
Yeah. So and it's funny how because we're showing two B2C examples, but good to mention that we're also implementing currently some B2B customers of Vendre as well. So also on that area we are
hopefully we can show them in next webinar.
We'll show in the next webinar some B2B case because this one is from Strums.
Yeah, again B2C.
It's again B2C. Yeah. But it's a nice example as well of optimizations we did, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a well-known store in Sweden.
It's fashion
industry, and has implemented it here. Was it a half year ago?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So also here the search, they are working towards personalized in the future, of course, same as the other examples we gave, and we see. Again, it's B2C, but we see within fashion a lot of SKUs, a lot of colors, a lot of sizes, and this is really a good match with Tweakwise. And that's the same actually within B2B because we mainly see B2B companies with 20 to 100,000 products, for example. So this is a great match when we talk about Tweakwise.
Yeah, it's a nice case as well. Regarding the cases, I got a question regarding Europen, the case we showed before. Let me get back to the corresponding slides. Do we have an estimate on the implementation time and when we see effects? That's of course often like, hey, when do we see the first changes or when do we see things happen? Can we?
Well, implementation time, it's because we have a connection already established within the search currently and merchandising, and of course we will improve that also towards the personalized. We are able to move really quick. I think Terran went in around 3 weeks, so that was really good case in that sense. And when we talk about results, but correct me if I'm wrong, the good thing is actually that you will see better results already right away because we don't need a lot of user data, or we don't even need it because we use the product data that we get from the Vendre system in this case. So we are able to, you will see some improvements already at the beginning, but up until 2-3 weeks, you will definitely see also the increase of
first sides of increase.
So we don't need a lot of time there, which is also good for the business case.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like we don't need to gather lots of data, or that can take 6 or maybe 9 months. So that's the time we don't need. I think an important part as well is, of course, that the partnership we have with Vendre, but we also have an onboarding specialist which really configures Tweakwise and sets it up properly. We test, for example, the search results in the past and how they match with Tweakwise. So you really get a kickstart when we apply Tweakwise, and from there we see results with that quickly.
And of course, it depends on the level that you will take.
Yeah, for sure.
Be a little bit shorter or longer, but in the end, if you have the Vendre platform, then it will be definitely a quick one.
Yeah,
time to market.
Yeah.
A question from Tijn as well. Lots of my sales colleagues actually use the search function on our website as well. Is there a way to exclude those internal searches, internal traffic, to well, to prevent any fuzz or.
Then maybe you can answer this one.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
The technical one, so you're the one.
Because well, we get a lot of requests, of course, from the website. We can't really filter by IP, for example, because it's all from the same server. But what we recommend is that, for example, you use a separate instance or you use a separate, for example, our demo environment instead of using the storefront. So that's why you can make the differentiation. Like, for example, I can imagine internal colleagues use a lot by product codes or EN numbers, and then it might first maybe the results we get on the storefront itself. So that's why we recommend maybe to get a separate instance and maybe use our demo environment to use internally, and then use the rest of it for external use. Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think it will be such a big problem because we will search based on the data we get from Vendre, so we are able to always give the right results, whether it's an internal sales guy or whether it's a visitor.
True.
I'm not afraid that it will show a lot of.
It's not a really big difference, I think. No. And of course, for example, within Google Analytics, you can exclude IPs, you can exclude traffic. So that also helps to really get the right data about conversion and the popular categories and popular products. So that's also a good tip to set up Google Analytics properly. So thanks, Dan, for asking. Another question drops in regarding our levels, the growth path. Well, let me get me to the slide so we all know where we're talking about. The growth path of Tweakwise we discussed earlier with the different levels of Tweakwise. I think recommendations was the second or the third level, so it's the third level, obviously. Can I also enter at a level directly, or should I start at the first level?
No, good question.
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Oh, should I or?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you can start at any level that you would prefer. So definitely you can start with recommendations if you want to. We will always advise some level based on the discussion that we have. So if we believe that you already are helped with a lower level, then we'll definitely say it. But no, there's no problem to start with recommendations or even with premium if you want to. But we will always say, okay, try to make sure that you start small and then increase in the coming months. So we see actually a lot of customers starting at the second level. I think 80%.
Think about 80% is using medium.
After 3 to 6 months, they will add recommendations, and then after 3 to 6 months, they will add personalization. But again, long story short, yes, it's possible.
Yes, it's certainly possible. Yeah, thanks for asking. And apart from those cases, we're getting to the end of the webinar actually already. Time flies when having fun, guys. Yeah. So I would like to finish up with the expo, the Congress. We already mentioned, of course. Yeah. In our best Swedish, we invite you to the expo next week. You both will be there, actually. Yeah. Tobias, Paul. Yeah. So familiar faces, and hit us up at the booth we have on Thursday. Yeah. And also June Wednesday we are on the ground. So feel free to get in touch and reach out and
drop an email or text, because I think on the next slide it's
no email addresses. You can
I thought it would be there, but we will share it in the chat maybe.
Yeah, we will share it for sure. And it would be good to maybe get a demo or get a bit more in-depth information on Tweakwise.
Of course.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it will be fun next week, and actually a big introduction to the Swedish market.
Yeah, right.
So that's it for today, guys.
Nice.
Thanks for joining. Lots of value bombs, as our colleague Kevin always says. So thanks for watching, everybody, and see you till the next Tweakwise webinar.
All right.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.